Hi, it's Hazel. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today tackling the hashtag Color Combo 2023 challenge. It was, to my understanding, originated by Tammy at Lou Frou Frou, and I will, list her channel name in the description box below the video. Anyway, I want to take part in it, and I'm only, I guess I'm not really behind. So as I watched her second week challenge, I began digging through my own papers, and I'll tell you, it was eye-opening. There are a lot. I haven't been at this, more than a couple years, but already there are many, many scraps that I have, number one, forgotten about, and number two, haven't, gone back to do anything with. So I think this is going to be excellent. I also like the idea that it's going to force all of us out of our comfort zone and defaulting to the same colors we use over and over again. So this is, if you decide to take part, either by creating a video or doing something on Instagram, the request is that you use hashtag Color Combo 2023. Now, what am I doing it in? And what is Tammy doing? Well, she's very cleverly using, I can't tell what paper it is, but I'm thinking it's almost like watercolor paper. This is a book, hardcover book, a fairly big book, almost 8 by almost 12, that I began altering a year ago, I guess, in in concert with Carrie the Crafter. And he said that he likes working in these sorts of books. And I thought, well, what am I, chopped liver? I can do the same. So let me just set this aside for a moment. So what I did, obviously, was rip out several pages. And in preparation, because he tends to do mixed media in his books like this, each of the gutters here has been taped down, has been protected with masking tape to prevent liquid media from seeping elsewhere in the book. And because the pages are glossy, it was important to add some tooth to them and knock back the background. So these two have a coat of gesso on them. Now, obviously, if I intend to stay caught up with Tammy, and I do because I like the idea of this challenge, I need to prep some pages. Maybe that'll be my bedtime homework every day, to get some pages done and drying. Now, this is a piece of maybe parchment paper, something that I intended to keep in here to sort of protect other pages. Now, I don't know how much liquid I'll actually be using. Maybe none today, because frankly, this is the first time I'm trying Craft Along With Me video, so who knows what might happen. These, my intention is to do one page. Now, these are glossy book pages that I tend to use for gluing on, so if I keep that handy, that'll be fine. Now, another reason I thought this was so brilliant is that Tammy gave us the color combinations for the entire first 4 weeks, because, of course, it doesn't make sense to have to, dig through the same stuff each week in preparation for challenge. This makes it a lot easier. So if you've been watching either her or Amy from Crafty Cat USA, you will know that the first 4 weeks, the color, the consistent color is gray. So I just created a pouch with a bunch of gray images, and I'll go through that more in a bit. And then, because I intended to do this taping today, I didn't do anything special with the orange stuff. It's just here ready to use. But I did start another pouch with the yellow and olive green that are upcoming. Oh, there's blue in between. I didn't do anything with blue so far because, well, there's so many shades. And who knows what I'll want to do. Anyway, so my plan is, monkey see, monkey do. My plan is to attempt the same thing that Tammy's doing. A page in an art book, journal, as well as a smaller project, a quickie. Now, because I have 1,000,000 envelopes, I intend to use envelopes. So we'll see how far we get with that. Okay, this is really unattractive scrapbooking paper. So just to save a wee bit of time, I decided to glue a few pieces down. Now I'll show you some of the other gray things that I've assembled here. Oopsie. You know those how-to drawing books that are large format? I think Walter Foster, you know, I don't know if he invented the format, but he certainly had hundreds of titles, it seems. So I had deconstructed a couple of those, and of course, these black and white drawings read as gray. So I fussy cut around some of the people because I thought another way to humanize this process is to add some people. Now, there are others that I can do for upcoming pages or whatever. And frankly, you know, you never waste time if you fussy cut, because sooner or later you're going to use the items. So I don't know which of these will work because I haven't tried out a layout yet. I'm thinking it may be this one, just because of the size of the page, as well as she's higher contrast than these other two. But we will see how that develops. I also have some reproduction paintings or early, what do you call them, studies perhaps, that Canadian artist Ken Danby did. He was kind of, I guess, criticized in some circles for being a photorealist, but frankly, wouldn't we all like to have that skill? So again, shades of gray. That's probably getting on the dark side. I will probably end up using this one because it reads, the stonework reads sort of as gray. And I don't think Tammy went into much detail about it, but we also know that every color, that there aren't too many pure colors out there, that most colors have a bit of something else in them. So this tends to be a brown gray. Perhaps that's more a blue-gray. I just have that. You know, so we've seen green grays. I don't know if I have anything greeny gray here. So I think, you know, obviously I and everyone else who's taking part will be pushing the envelope a little bit on that. So let me show you what else I have. I also have all of these different, crosshatch, and I guess basically two different designs here, the insides of security envelopes. So obviously that can work quite nicely here, and that is free. This is a piece of a notepad and just a little pad of paper that I ripped up today, again, to save a bit of time. So that's a Rachel pattern. It would help if I got rid of the things I know I won't use for sure. This is a paper napkin that is clearly got a gray background. Maybe I'm better off keeping it for the green week. I do believe I have more material here than I can possibly use, even on two projects. This is a die cut orange. I love this paper. This is a bit of where did I put the other pieces? A bit of scrapbooking paper that I covered up a box recently, and these were the bits that were left. So I don't know if that, I tried to remove some of the teal, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so some of the orange. This too is a reproduction out of a book. Oh, see, I keep holding it upside down. Ah, dear. Oh yeah, there's the guy's signature. Oh, that's a Ken Danby too, done in 1962 when he was doing abstracts, I guess. So there are clearly oranges and yellows on there. This is a die cut. Oh, back to the gray. This is some stamping that I had done on the waist part of a napkin. This, I must have been experimenting with spray dyes. So obviously oranges and yellows in there. If you see those little feet, that I like the speckled background, but I had to remove all the turkeys. I also have a little sticker book here, a bunch of orange-based stickers, so we'll see how that goes. So again, I had better maybe almost stop talking and get on with it. And then for finishing touches, this is again the waste product from some punch outs that I had done with my jigsaw punch. This is from a scrapbooking kit of some sort. Now mind you, I probably won't end up using that because I didn't. I didn't think about who could be in the window. So that might have to wait for another day. I have tickets. I have a ticket from the theater that I have season tickets to. Some fussy cuts. Some other paper scraps. Some postage stamps. This is some gel printing that I had done. So there's a scrap of that. Hard to tell if this, when I hold this against here, it looks yellow. When I hold it against yellow, it looks orange. So we'll see if that makes the cut. This is some homemade washi tape that I made maybe a year and a half ago. I guess it'll be interesting to see if I can peel it off there and use it. Again, bits and pieces off paper. So let us begin. Okay, so I said that I have this down as a starting point. Now, if in fact this girl becomes my focal point, then obviously she would show up much better on orange than she would on gray. So I'm just sort of keeping that in mind. So I think what I'll do, I want to use this since I went to the trouble of getting rid of the turkeys. So at this point I'm basically just cutting up, covering up the gessoed part of the page. So we'll just slap this down. I'm using I say yoo-hoo. I don't know if it's ooh-hoo or yoo-hoo. Glue stick, because it works well, and I can, I buy it by the, the 12 pack, I think. Yeah, 12 pack. When the art store that I deal with has its, has a sale. So back to school, summer clearance, and well, every month they have something on sale. Now, as we know with collage, who knows how much of any of this will actually show up in the finished product. We don't know. Maybe I should... don't want that straight edge, but there's a good chance it will be covered up, so maybe I should just put it about there. Now, the thing with collage, and I'm sure you've heard this 100 times, is that we don't want to overthink. And when a person is doing this with a video camera in place, clearly taking the time to consider every move is not going to be happening because it's just not feasible. I prefer torn edges. They look more organic in my opinion. And if I were to go over the edge, of course, that could be trimmed later. The typical rule of thumb is using an odd number of elements, or repeating elements. So I'm going to end up, at least initially, with 3 pieces of this paper. Oh, that's from my glue page. Again, it's probably better to overlap a bit than to be short. That's a boo-boo. It's probably time to... That's a bit of glue residue. I'll either have to cover it or pretend I planned it that way. Okay, 3rd piece. And I guess there's nothing that magical about 3, because you'll see that with this scrapbooking paper, I used 5. So, whether you're doing floral arranging or collage, an odd number is a good principle. And usually when we hear about a principle, it's because over time it's been found to be sound. Okay, let's get some more. Those stripes are rather strong, so maybe I should get some of that down. I'm trying to be a little more whimsical, so I'm thinking if I have to fussy cut this rooster, I will, just to bring some levity to the product here. So let's add some stripes. And again, if you know where you're putting these things, and it's good that it's reversible, it gives me twice as many options. If you know where you're putting something, oh, lost my train of thought. Maybe it'll come back to me. Oh, I was going to say that if you know, I mean, especially at these early points in the collage, if you know that it's going to be covered by something else, then you don't need to, spend too much time worrying about straight edges. So I've got a straight edge here and a straight edge there, but because it's so early on, I think I can safely assume that those things will be covered. In case I haven't, I wish I had brought to this table my, I don't even know what the official name is, but you see them in art supply stores and even at Dollar Tree. These things for picking up glue residue. I think one of those would probably last a lifetime, frankly, and it really does work wonders. Maybe let's change things up a bit with something a lot longer. Again, I don't want that. Not very straight. I have to remember that this is a big book. Geez, I hope you've been able to see what I'm doing. I will slide the book back and forth periodically. Or I suppose I also could lift this. Let me try that. I'll need to experiment a bit with my phone. This new iPhone, the 14 Pro Max or whatever it's called, has a really good camera. And there's a zoom function on there that I really haven't done anything with. But it's probably high time. I should see how many pieces of this because I don't have that many. These were little weirdo pieces too. You know, sometimes it seems like total insanity to me. The teeny weeny stuff that we keep. Well, I keep. But if there is a way to use it, we also know that we do work on all sizes and descriptions of projects. So what might look ridiculously small, on a big page like this, straight line, is, maybe just right for doing a mini dangle or mini book or whatever. Seems like I'm bound and determined to cover up those numbers. Wasn't a deliberate plan, but hey. It's time to chuck that one out. I'm better off doing this like this. And again, I don't know if it's a design concept or if it's just something I'm intuitively doing. And that is covering, when I paste something down, I make sure that it is connecting other elements. So, I mean, in the early stages, that might not be possible. But later on, you definitely want to have the edges, connecting so that it isn't a bunch of little, like shotgun pellets all over the paper with no rhyme or reason to how they're there. I had another, oh, thought I had another, anyway, maybe it wasn't meant to be. This is, I think this came off one of those blotter type calendars that people put on their desks. Since I've begun doing this journal making, heaven knows there is not any room for that kind of a thing on my desk anymore. I've got an antique desk, and I have an antique, this table that I'm working on right now is an antique as well. So obviously I don't want to ruin them with paint or ink or whatever, so I've got multiple layers of protection. On this table I have a plastic, no, it might have been, I don't know, was it maybe a clear shower curtain that covers the whole table. Then I've got some kind of a, I don't know, cushy thing. Then a blotter, an old calendar pad. Then I do have a large cutting mat that I could put on this table, and I may, if I find out that this becomes my preferred space for taping. And again, at this point, I don't even know how, oh dear. I don't think I'm going to get my projects done today, guys. I'm still laying stuff down here. Again, you can see that this piece is making contact. Those are my gluey fingers. Can I bring baby wipes? What's the problem with two taping areas? Whatever you need is someplace else. That will get covered up. Fear not. This is kind of gungy. And before too long, the ugly scrapbook paper disappears. The reason it has all those circles is that it had clock faces that I cut out of there. Okay, let's see what were to happen if I... Where's my girl? Where's my girl? Okay, maybe she ends up... We will see. I do want to add some of this because I love it. Love it, love it, love it. These pieces are a bit small. Small, and then I rip off the edges. That might be good right there. And if you guys weren't here, I would be probably, dare I say, farting around, auditioning pieces. And, oh no, that's not good. Oh, how about here? How about here? I think this is going to force you, me, and anyone who's doing it to become a little more spontaneous, less analysis and more action. Now I have this as well. You know, it's really false economy to try to get so much out of my glue page. It is just scrap after all, so let's turn this over and not be so silly. Don't be so silly. Again, I'm trusting that the sharp edges will be covered. And frankly, I can't afford there's so little of the paper, I can't afford to tear some off each side, because then there'd be nothing left. This may be the longest video I've ever made, and that's fine, as long as you hang in there with me. Maybe let's get that teal more out of sight. The reason I knew about the Lou Frou Frou channel and the challenge was because I saw Amy at Crafty Cat doing week 2, I think. I might just leave that for the end, because obviously I love it. So when I saw her do it, I thought, yes, 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 yes. So then I have subscriptions. I have a TV in my studio. I have a TV in the bedroom. I, of course, have a laptop. So a lot of these, some of these people, some of these subscriptions, I have in multiple places. Maybe let's ground this with some rock. That'll be good for knocking it back a piece. Let's see what happens with this. Get rid of the snow. As if it was that easy. This could be a way to highlight this girl, but it does make this look browner than it would otherwise. So maybe I'll leave that arch as is for the time being and use these two pieces somewhere. At this point, the aim is to cover any little itty-bitty white spaces that are showing. I do have a card here somewhere for smooshing. Though heaven only knows where. That might be okay there. Before you know it, I'll have all those numbers covered up, which is kind of crazy because quite often we want to add numbers. Maybe lower is better. These pages that I'm using to glue on may have come from this very book. No, again, don't want to blame you for everything, but if I were doing this on my own, I would be holding it up, backing away, possibly leaving it till, another day to squint at it and decide where I need to add something else. I like the crosshatch better than the other pattern. I really hope that you decide to, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Tammy's channel, and take this project on. As I said, Tammy, did 2 projects, and in each case it just took moments for her to do the smaller second project. So, it is a bit of, where did I lose those? It is a bit of a commitment to do an art journal, because the pages are bigger, and of course if it's bigger there's more real estate to cover. just trying to, oh dear, I'm at 40 minutes already. Getting close, people. Okay, let me get something else down here. Maybe it needs to be the reverse of the stripe. Where did I lose the bigger piece? Oh, here it is. Now, if I had any sense at all, I'd be throwing this straight in the garbage instead of handling it again. It would be nice if this ran the other way in contrast. Not only is it reverse, the pattern is running the opposite way, so that creates a bit more interest as well. That doesn't work. Damn it. That doesn't work. I guess I have to do this. I was thinking I should cover up more of that stone, but I think we better start thinking, I better start thinking of the focal point and working that in. And I don't mind the white edge showing from the tearing, because there is, a fair bit of white in this. On this page, so it's just another repeating element. This is pretty gray right here, but let's see. If I were to and I also had this, that could be almost like a halo for her. We will see. So that's a smaller stone. And I'm sure you've heard of the rule of thirds. That talks about, the most effective placement. See, at this point, a person begins to these decisions become a little more critical. Because if I were to glue this down, then I've got this gray oblivion here. So far I have been reluctant to go kind of Salvador Dali, you know, when things are, when everything is distorted and things that don't make any sense in the natural world begin happening. That butterfly sort of counterbalances. Okay, if I like this, I should glue this down, these pieces together. Okay, so it's roughly an inch over. See, I brought my rusty hinge and shadow gray here, thinking, oh, I'm gonna be going to be inking as I go. Well, let's get rid of this. We know we don't want that under any circumstances. I should probably glue the girl there. I wanted her a bit higher than that. Sorry I've gone quiet on you. In case you're concerned, I'm going to leave that edge as is. Not. That didn't go as planned. Oh, I was talking about the rule of thirds at one point there. And basically it says that if you divide any, visually divide a substrate into thirds, whether it's this way, well, you can do it both directions. Wherever these lines, imaginary lines intersect, that's where, is an effective place to put a, to put your focal point. Too yellow doesn't make the cut this time. Okay, let's pretend that this was down here. Let's pretend that this is breaking up that space, or that brown, gray brown. Okay, so that's going to touch, that's going to be half an inch away. Get rid of this straight edge. This is the tricky part. This is making a wild stab in the dark as to where this will be. Because it's a lot easier to do that than to try to get glue on a skinny little thing like this. Without tearing it. And if you do it bit by bit, see there's a tear there, but I think it'll be covered by the butterfly. And I like, and often deliberately put those creases in because it's a textural thing. Now, should have tucked, but I still can. I'm going to tuck this piece in underneath there. Now, if I want more of that exposed, I can rip a little more. Okay, so I'm going to put glue here. Oops. And again, if I find out that, if I see that some of this isn't glued down, well, I can add art glitter glue later, or that's a very straight line there. Mind you, the butterfly is going to intersect that, and it'll be fine. Fine, fine, fine. Except maybe not here. And I'll decide if I want that little bit of pattern to show there. Chances are I do not. When I was taking art classes, you have to be very, I was taught that you have to be very aware of the spaces, the negative space that you're creating. Okay. Is that okay? Repeats that. Repeats some of the other white spaces. I don't like the way I tore that, so I have to fix it with something. We'll see. I've got tickets, I've got stamps. I think, for the sake of finishing this, I've got to bite the bullet and glue her down. Okay, so I basically want her about a quarter of an inch from there. I could put in, if that becomes an issue, I could put in a little patch. And then I don't have to worry so much about, what's going to show. Want a bit of that rock showing. Okay. Glue this down. You see how I just wrecked that? Being too rough. But I am becoming aware that I've kept you a long time. Okay. I said I wanted her about a quarter of an inch from there and about a quarter of an inch showing there. She's not stuck down very well. The last thing I need is glue blobs on her face from a dirty page. Okay, rock showing about a quarter of an inch from there. Voila. Let me stand up and see if she's straight. Okay, butterfly. Where did you go? I see what, there it is. I see what people mean about things disappearing before your very eyes while making a video. Why does this bug me now? goodness. Seemed better before I put that yellowy stuff there. Yellowy napkin. It's nice that the stripes are still visible through this very thin napkin paper. Yes. Okay, touch that. Go a little bit past. I haven't moved this lately for you. Need a swig of water. I haven't moved this lately, so you can see it in its entirety. I should try lifting this up a little more. Hopefully that helps. As you see, these last life or death decisions that I'm making here. Why didn't I put that behind her? She wearing a necklace, butterfly pendant. A little too big. Okay, let's see what I have for my gray stamps. I've got orange. I thought I pulled out about 3 or 4. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, I've got more stone. That's introducing another color. That's going to keep the eye moving. almost done, guys. Okay, let's see what happens here. Is that too hokey? Why do I keep going back to this? Just a happy accident that wasn't glued down all the way. Let's see what I have here. Because we know that sometimes too big. Probably has to be this one to get some impact. Starting to stray from the let's stick this on here and see what if it looks too cutesy. Not exactly centered on that pattern, is it? That might be okay. See, well, I could tear this. Okay, let's do it. This guy goes down first. glitter glue. Whoa. Too much. And I don't even have a wipe here. Do I have a Kleenex? Yes, I do. And of course it would be on a solid colored paper. Because that's Murphy's Law. Okay. This goes down next. This is going to tucked under. And then I can position the stamps and the butterfly, and we will call it a day. Our glitter glue to the rescue. Forgot which one is the... About there. Keep the butterfly upright. Peel this baby off. Don't trust it. That's going to cover up part of the word. One was supposed to be behind. Goof. Goof. Okay. Oh, maybe I should use our... This isn't a sticker, I don't think. Let me use our glitter glue on here. Get the positioning right. Probably like so. Whoops. Probably there. Stand up. Glue these stamps down. Maybe they should intersect with her hair. Maybe they shouldn't. Let's do this. With these stamps, I hope you can see that I chose the ones I did for a reason. This monarch here is obviously a counterpoint to these other two that are quite a bit more delicate and intricate. I think that has to be connected. Probably should have done it a little bit lower though. Just a hair of overlap. Okay, I think for better or worse, that is it. Whoopsie. I enjoyed this tremendously. I just felt bad that it was going on a bit longer than it should have. So I will just slowly move it so you can see the entire thing. So obviously way miscalculated the amount of time it would take to do this, and the thought that I could do a second project within, and keep the video length reasonable. I don't know how to address that, to be honest. I still want to do the video. I still want to do that second project, but clearly I can't keep you here because you didn't bring pajamas, so you can't be here day and night watching this. So I'm going to, before the next video, I'm going to figure out how to do this to speed it along. It may mean getting more of the background down, and then just having you see the finishing touches, the decorating. For many people, that is the best part. But I also know that some people probably are curious about the thought process. And maybe if you're feeling a bit uncertain or reluctant to do some of your own collaging because you think, oh, I don't know anything about that, then can't leave well enough alone. Can't, then there's value in hearing someone else talk through the process, even if it's only my take on how I do it. So let me ponder that. Let me try to figure out something that makes sense for you and for me. And I will keep you posted. And I guess the other thing I could do is do the small project on my own without your supervision, and then just show it to you, like when I come back with the next one, which is gray and yellow. Come back and show you what I did on the envelope, because I want to do it. It's fun. So I'm going to stop there, and you're allowed to think, oh, please. And see you next time, very soon, in fact, because I do want to stay caught up with week 2 of #color combo. And I really hope you join the challenge, because it is a lot of fun. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.